go. Check.
Check, mic check.
Oh, dude, this is not even plugged in.
Come on, Lino. Come on, Lino.
Studio man. We should leave that in there. Hey. Oh, there we go.
So.
Hey, check my levels, will ya?
This guy didn't even connect the cable.
Nah. Who's the studio owner over here? Come on.
He didn't even connect the cable to the mic, bro.
All right, are we ready?
Ready?
Are we ready? Is this going, Blue? Make sure it's going. Come on.
It's got to, man.
Well, I want to do the whole interview, and we end up not recording anything.
Well, the levels are okay.
All right.
All right.
The frequencies.
Stuff. All right, this is a platinum edition of the podcast here at Crop Circle, bro.
Platinum.
Bloom,
tell them why. Why is it a platinum edition podcast?
We got your one and only, the Final Bear Zone, Linomonjaro Contreras.
That's it, man.
Should we say it in gringo style or?
Nah, I don't want other people to, They're
Contreras or Contreras?
Oh, okay. My last name, yeah.
Contreras?
Nah.
Contreras?
Yeah. The way it's supposed to be said.
So we got the Final Barrels drama here. I want to thank you, bro, for, making it out. I know you have a bipolar schedule and you're juggling things around.
For sure.
Trying to make some time. So I want to thank you for making it out on a Saturday.
No
it's
problem.
Saturday, right?
Friday.
Damn.
Bloom, what day are you on?
All right, it's Friday. Okay. All right, let's start with the first question.
Oh, boy.
Ahora. We went to school together. I actually had you for a class, junior, for Comtech, I believe. Before you began your music journey, did you have any other hobbies, any other creative fields?
Okay, first of all, you have to refresh my memory on what class we had because I don't remember having you for a class.
We had, I think it was at the senior high, and it was that computer guy that was like kind of buff, but not. Yeah, he was like kind of hunchback. Do you remember him?
I remember Mr. Barry.
You had your PSP. And you had Waking the Cadaver, and I'm like,
God.
play it. And then you would like play it. And
I think I remember, yeah, because you would sit next to me, and I remember all you would talk about is Suicide Silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Damn.
I completely forgot about that.
Was it 11th?
No, I think it was senior? Like, yeah, 12th grade.
Oh, probably because I flunked. Well. All right, well, we got Linomonjaro up in here in the studio. So what's up?
Yeah. So other creative things going on at that time. It was at the time it was just drums because I had started my first band in 11th grade, which was I think 2006.
Who con quién? Who were you with? Like, what members did you guys have in there? What?
So I wasn't even the one that like started the band. I always had a drum set, and it was with Frank and Ray.
Oh, okay.
Frank knew Ray because he loved Metallica. He had a guitar, and I don't know how they hung out with each other.
Collabed.
Yeah, but Frank, we knew each other since I think it was what freshman year, 9th grade. I had him for a class. Fast forward to 11th grade. He knew I had a drum set, and he took me to Ray's house way back then.
Damn.
And he's like, "Hey, look at this guy. He can solo like crazy, and he can play, metal and all this stuff."
Was that Ray the one that had his hairs like down here on his cheeks?
Yeah, everyone knew him as like Metallica Ray.
Metallica.
He had the Metallica shirt, and he could play all the songs.
Yeah, he was pretty good, man.
And from there he asked me, "Hey, let's start a band." He's like, "You have the drum set. Ray he already had the cab. He already had we all had the equipment. We just had to practice."
Cool.
So Oh, and then RC, remember RC? Arsenio?
The bassist.
Yeah, he wanted to start a band too.
Oh,
so we all got together. I had what is now the practice room. Was my old. Oh no, it's all good.
I just offered him some off because there's a couple of fucking mosquitoes in the studio that haven't been able to catch, man. And
nah, there's no mosquitoes here.
Fucking, they only like fruit blooded. Nah. Okay, you were saying?
So, yeah, that practice room that we have now was my old living room.
Oh shit!
And it was a mess, dude. Like, we spent a whole day cleaning it up. It was so dirty, dude. It hadn't been like maintenance in years, dude. It was full of crap. And yeah, but we got done the first day. Oh, we had no electricity going through. No aircon. Like, I literally had to get like an extension cord, hook it up to like my new house that's like a little bit out there, and run an extension cord all the way to the practice room, like, and try to with multi plugs hook up all the stuff, and then that's when you start practicing.
Would it shut off sometimes with the electricity shut off?
Nah, not really.
Oh
nah.
shit, man.
And so yeah, we just started jamming out, and then we practiced, and then we started a band for a while.
What was the name?
I'm not gonna mention it. Don't say it, Blue. Do not say the name.
Yeah, Crop Circle.
No,
come on.
Nah, man. I'm way too embarrassed.
All right, we're gonna leave that one out. All right.
We were terrible. We were terrible. I'll just say that first band I ever started, and it was probably like the worst experience I had.
Was that before you picked up the drums? Like, did you have
some interference going on?
I'm not sure if it's fourth dimensional interference or if it's my family.
It's both.
It's called Crop Circle because it's a farm and there's like a lot of farmers inside, so that's what brings all
the extraterrestrials and the
magic, and that's what makes this studio magical. All right, let's go ahead and continue with question number 2. Now, of course, your main creative talent is in the percussion area, which would be drums. How long have you been playing drums, and did you attend musical theory class like band or orchestra or folklorico or that?
Okay, so I've had a drum set since I was like a little kid, dude. Like, little. I still have my junior set.
How old were you? Like, literally, how old were you?
Like probably like a baby, dude. Like, my parents had bought me a junior set.
Like 3, 4?
Yeah, probably.
Damn.
I don't even know. I have to ask them. So yeah, I had a drum set, but when I was a kid, I didn't really, practice or take it seriously, because to me it was a toy, it was just whatever. I mean, it did have, it had one good cymbal, which I still have, and I used it for when I had my first band. And I still have the drum set there. It's just that I'm missing parts and I can't set it up, but it's still there in storage. I have it there. So when was it? I think it was it the 8th grade or the 9th grade where my dad had got me the silver drum set that we have, the Griggs percussion drum set.
I was barely gonna ask what brand was it.
Dude, yeah. So it was a cheap drum set, but I've had it for so long. I got new skins for it and everything, and I made it sound really good. And that was
How did you even continue to say, wow, I can start doing this, I like it, How did you continue to even start?
So I started practicing on my own. I always had it inside the house, like with my parents around, and they were completely okay with me, practicing
badass.
Super loud and stuff like that.
Same here, man, in my house. That's fucking badass.
Like, the way I started, I didn't want it to go to waste because it was just there. Like, most of the time I had other stuff going on, and I was like lazy too. And I would just listen to a lot of music, and I would practice some songs like just here and there.
Name some.
Okay, so Korn was one of my favorite bands of all time.
Shout out.
And Yeah, so I would practice like little parts of the songs, just to get the feel for the drums.
That's fucking cool.
Nothing serious until, like I said, 11th grade when I started my first band. After we started getting a little bit serious, I was like practicing on my own like almost every day, trying to get better and better and better. And from there, like I just started taking it like way more serious. Like, man, I can get good with this. I start practicing, and here I am now with TFB and Bloom.
What's up?
Still practicing.
Like, I don't know if you want to name some of the stuff that you would like to, or that you like to share, like why you chose that specific symbol or that specific skin, or why that wood of those shells. Like, for the beginner drummer, what would you like to tell him? Like, what made you get those equipment because of that?
Yeah. Okay, so what I would say to a beginning drummer, start off with either a cheap or a decent drum set. Like, they usually range from like 300, like 400 around there, or maybe you can find one for cheaper, like 200. You can make a cheap drum set sound really good if you buy good skins for it.
Even if the drum set's beginner.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because my drum set was beginner, and I actually liked the way it sounded. I hated the way it looked because the color was fading and the plastic was like turning yellow, and it just looked nasty. It was falling apart, but it still sounded good. It was solid. No damage to the wood or the shells or anything. Okay, so you can go for the Evans coated, which is like the all white ones. They give more of a thicker, warmer sound. Or you can get the double ply plastic, which is the clear ones, and they have more of a crisp sound.
Cool.
Cymbals, you're gonna have trouble with that because those are super expensive. No matter what, you can get. Okay, there's beginner sets too. There's like the Mino ones, and they have like so many cymbals, but they don't sound like too good.
Their levels.
Yeah. So I mean, you can always start off with a beginner pack, but the main thing is like practice, whatever style you want to practice, technique, like you got to be practicing that, get good at your drum set, and then go to the next level and buy like a decent, better drum set, like a Tama, what's the other one? Pearl, like those other good brands.
Yeah.
So
that's cool, man. And what about what else? What other, like, arms, or what else? Racks. What would you prefer? What would you tell the beginner drummer to get? Rack or
like equipment, right? Like the
arms.
Okay, so honestly, guys, being a drummer is like ridiculously expensive and tough.
Like,
but
I'm a witness, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, like, I think it's like the most fun instrument you can play. To me, it's super fun. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to load, go to shows, unload. Like, you have like so much shit depending on what style you play. You have so much shit. You gotta hurry up and set up, and it is a pain in the ass, but it's super fun.
Yeah. And
it does cost you a lot. That's why I'm like, for beginners, just go with a starter drum set, starter cymbal pack. Like I said, depending on what genre you're playing, get like a cheap double pedal so you can like practice on that too. Or just stick with a cymbal.
Man. Double pedal's a biggie.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go into the metal genre, it's a biggie, right? What do you think?
Yeah, double. I think it is required. Yeah, cool. for like heavier metal stuff like that.
Like the levels in the double pedal. What would you recommend? Like, if they're at a low level, get this. Middle level, this. High level.
So I think, I don't know if they're still around. I do know PDP, the brand. I think they do. They still do like $100 double pedals, which is the ones I had.
Okay.
Even back then, when I was very young, I was like super happy about like a double pedal, but I know they were super heavy. Like, you really had to push, and you couldn't really go fast.
Yeah.
Like I said, starter drummer, get beginner stuff, get good with it, and then progress to the next level and buy better stuff. Like I I usually recommend Iron Cobras. They come out with new pedals like every now and then.
What brand is it again?
Tama Iron Cobras. Those are like
Iron Cobras.
legit.
I remember like back then they were fucking. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're still expensive, but
Yeah.
back then in the day they were like extremely fucking expensive.
Back then when we were in high school, dude, like, okay, I remember how much they costed. Like, they were like around 350, 400 bucks. And back then that was like, you know, it's still a good, you know, chunk of
Man.
cash, you know. But they were good pedals. Like, they would last you a good time, and they were much better too.
What pedals do you have right now?
Oh, the ones I have right now, my dream pedals, the Axis longboards.
Why did you choose those pedals? Like, what would you recommend to the high level drummers that why you chose these, and you know?
So I've always seen my favorite bands. Some of them had the not the Iron Cobras, the Axis pedals, and so I would notice that they would play like super fast and with ease, you know.
Yeah.
And so I did a little bit more research on them, and then I found out that those were like the pedals for if you wanted to play fast, you know, double kick fast. Like, they were easy, you know, like they had so much. You could customize them. You could what else? They had like they were real flexible pedals, you know, and high quality too. And so I saw those, and immediately I was like, you know what? One day I want to get those because they were super expensive. Like, even more, they were like they're $500, dude.
$500 if you guys want Axis pedals.
For you know, and you think about it, it's like for you know, double kick pedals, like $500. Like, you know, it's hefty price, but you know, I bought them and I'm like super happy with them because, and yeah, they're super light.
You actually have both, right? The Iron Cobras and the Axis?
Yeah.
What, to the drummers out there, what would you tell the differences are? Like, is it worth spending that extra cash, and why?
Honestly, I would say like the Iron Cobras, they're good. Like, if you don't want to spend so much, and if you want to get like top performance, or you know,
Like, start playing early?
yeah, to start playing good. Iron Cobras will last you. You'll be good with Iron Cobras. Now, if you want to play fast, if you want to, you know, focus on speed and technique and stuff like that, Axis is like the way to go.
Is that the BPM? No, what do they call it? The hits per minute? Or,
Yeah, I forgot the name.
The drummer thing?
I forgot the name for that.
They have little drummers insider.
Yeah, so it's just, honestly, dude, with drums, the skins, the cymbals, even the sticks, the equipment, like, it's all based on personal preference. So it's all like based on like your preference, like what your budget is, and what do you want to do with what you have. Yeah. Guys, I'd like to welcome you back to the Bloom Burial interview extravaganza.
Hey, do it in
New
York. New York.
Let me see. Yeah, I have to concentrate. Yeah, and welcome back to the Bloom Burial interview extravaganza. Nice.
All right, we're back. We took a little small break. We're gonna go ahead and continue with question number 3. Is there any field where you think you're better, or your way of approaching the subject better than drumming?
Another field. The only other field I would have is like I do a lot of drawing too. I've been drawing since elementary, but I wouldn't call it like a professional.
But
thing.
Do you think you're better there than drumming?
I would say I'm really close with both, but I would say with drawing I'm probably just a little bit
slightly.
Yeah, but with drums, man, I've been practicing recently, and I'm trying to catch up.
That's badass.
Yeah, keeping up. With
the Tigers have this thing called tunes, so.
Oh yeah.
That's like a big part of department in graffiti, so that's why more or less
Yeah.
I know the drawing. I always sucked, but I do have some of it. I'm not that really good. Okay, number cuatro. I know another creative talent that you have is drawing. How long have you been drawing, or is there a specific name for the style of drawing that you do?
Ooh,
Go into a.
Let me explain.
Let's hear the Linomonjaro theory right here.
I've been drawing since I was in elementary, dude. Actually, all through high school, and even a little bit in college, you know. But it was mostly for fun, and I would practice here and there. I would create my own characters, and just practice and practice. But nothing, too serious. Let me see. Until my cousin, he also draws too, and he's really good. But the thing that struck me was, I knew him since he was a little kid.
Yeah.
And, he wasn't even into any of that, like drawing, or he was into video games and other stuff like that, right? But he had moved to Laredo for years, like a good while. And then he came back, and then I saw that he was drawing. He told me that he was drawing, and I saw his stuff, and dude, his stuff was like way, way better than anything that I would do at his age.
Oh shit!
And I was just like, "What the hell, dude? Where did this come from?" Like he still is better than me to this day.
Yeah.
And so he actually motivated me, to actually practice and practice and practice. I actually practiced for every day for about maybe a month and a half, 2 months, just to try to catch up to him, dude.
Damn.
And yeah, because I couldn't believe it. Out of nowhere, like he disappears and he comes back and he's like super good. I'm like, damn, what the hell? Like he actually got me back into drawing, and even now, like I practice, I'd say like 4 times out of the week or whatever, whenever I get the chance. And so the style of the drawings that I do, huge, like influenced by cartoons a lot, man. Like what I would see, like
name some.
Okay, so Looney Tunes was a big one. My favorite. They're like
I'm a huge fan.
The comedy, like the funny stuff, the sketches they would have. Let me see. Anything action, man. Like Dragon Ball, everyone's favorite.
Oh my goodness.
Huge influence on my art style. And I was into comics too. And another huge influence in my art style was the creator of Spawn.
Oh, bro.
The legend himself.
Spawn.
Todd
bro.
McFarlane.
Go fucking Google that shit right now. I'll give you like 5 seconds.
What I loved about his stuff was that he had like so much detail into his drawing. And I mean, you look at it and it looks like super scratchy and dirty, right? But
man, like
you had to do everything like by hand.
When I saw the cartoon, I'm like, damn, like fuck.
Yeah, so anime especially, dude. Anime like Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon. Everyone's like how everyone started. Mostly like the genre that I really like is the action genre. Like for anime, it's called shonen anime.
Shonen.
Yeah, which is
Go
like
ahead and check that out if you guys wanna check some shonen out.
Yeah, so for my art style, I do like the comic book style. So I try to gear towards that bit. With the detail and the shadowing and the cartoon
you
style.
You actually made up I don't wanna go too exclusive into this if you don't want to, but you actually made an action figure. I mean, not an action figure, but a superhero, right?
Oh, a
you
character.
Created a superhero. What's the name you want to share that?
So it is a female superhero that I call Jackie. She quick story, like the basic story of it is like you've heard it all before, the story about it is that she's a normal person. And then she's bored of her life, tired of working at a crappy job, whatever, and she wants something better.
Action.
Yeah. And long story short, she ends up getting like a power suit, right? That she can fly, super strength, durability, everything. And I thought that I made it that she fights, starts out fighting crime, and then it escalates to aliens and extraterrestrials and stuff like that. So real superhero. Like it's actually like
She's hot, by the way.
It's pretty much like a mix-up of like, you know, Dragon Ball and like little bits of Spider-Man and other stuff like that, because I like to add elements of other, like, my influences, you know, like,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Like, okay, I think the girl from X-Men Rogue is fucking hot,
Oh
right?
baby.
But Jackie throws comms, man. She's close to there, you know.
Yeah, she's a cutie pie.
She's a cutie pie. All right, that's badass, man. So go ahead and check some of that out. Shonen, it's called, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and check out Shonen stuff so you can more or less
Get an idea.
get an idea of the style that Linomonjaro.
Like, I did have an Instagram, like, where you could see some of my stuff, dude, but recently, about, 2-3 months ago, like, my account got hacked.
Oh, I remember that, man.
And
What
I
the
was like,
fuck
oh,
was
shit.
up with that shit?
Dude, so, like, I literally just woke up one day to, like, friends text me, hey, like, either you're posting pictures of models or you got hacked. And I check, and I can't even, like, I got kicked out of my Instagram account. And I checked my email, and it turns out that he tried getting into my one of my emails twice. And he didn't, though, and I started getting scared. I'm like, oh, shit. So flagged it. I told everybody to flag it, and it did end up getting taken down. And what do you know, dude? I start up another account, and then I started re-uploading some of my best drawings, you know, just to restart. And then what do you know, dude? The next day, it got hacked again. And I'm wondering if it was the same person.
It probably is, man.
And yeah, so, like, I started to realize, like, some suspicious, like, stuff was going on. So, you know, I flagged it. I told everybody, hey, flag my new account again. And that's when I started, like, changing my passwords to everything, dude. Like, that email that it was attached to was my main email, and, like, everything was attached to that email. My Amazon, PayPal, my eBay, everything, you know?
It sucks now that everything's fucking linked, man, and you can only...
Yeah. Yeah, so I started getting, like, real...
Do you have one right now?
I made up a new one, but I haven't uploaded anything because I'm going to, you know, take it slow. I'm going to stay a little bit anonymous right now.
Maybe somebody's threatened by your skill, bro.
You know, I did have some followers, dude. That's why I got pissed off because, I mean, it wasn't a lot of followers, right? It was like about 130, 140 followers.
Still, man,
but
something.
I did see some other artists, like, follow me.
Yeah.
And they would actually, you know, like my stuff and like my style and stuff like that. And I did check out their accounts too. I'm like, all these people, you know, kind of, you know, look up to my drawings and stuff like that.
I actually want a whiz from you, bro.
Yeah, I'll make one.
He has badass drawing style, man.
Give me some time though, because I have.
It's all good. It's all good.
Like other people asking for stuff.
Yeah. All right, number 5. Besides that project you had that you didn't want to name before you joined TFB, did you have any other projects that you've been part of?
Oh, okay. So this is another good question, Bloom. Good question.
All right, let's go.
So in high school, I knew a lot of friends, right? And they were into music as well. They would play guitar. Most of the friends I knew, they were guitarists. And what do you know? I was the only drummer they knew. So, you know, there was like, I had many opportunities. You know, I had my first band, which I was practicing a certain style with. And then with you know, Jason and other friends, they were into like the punk stuff like that. So I did start up with like a little side project, but you know, nothing ever got going. But you know, I played with them too. I even played like some shows, like, you know, just jam shows, like out of nowhere, like for birthdays and stuff like that. Yeah, so I had that going. I've actually had, at the time, I had other bands from like Edinburgh ask me like, hey, would you want to, you know, join us? Like, we got equipment and stuff like that. But after a while, I started getting a little frustrated because, and with Avery too, man. Like, we would just like try to start bands.
What was the name of that called? What was the name of that band called again?
Okay, we had
Autopsy something.
Oh, Autopsy of the Living.
Autopsy of the Living.
Yeah, we tried to go for the, you know, the deathcore guttural name and stuff like that. Yeah. But Avery was living he was living here for a while.
Avery was what instrument did he play?
Oh, he played guitar. We had
Guitar.
actually recruited him for our first band with Ray because Avery and Ray they were such a great combination. Like they played Trivium perfectly. They would play Metallica. They knew the same stuff. And I was like, yeah, we gotta have this guy. The only problem with him is that he lived here in Mission just to go to school.
Oh, okay.
And on the weekends, he would go to Mexico with his parents because his parents lived there in Reynosa. So it was hard. Like he couldn't drive either. It was. I mean, we were in high school, so we didn't have access to any of that. Yeah, so it was tough because he wasn't there all the time. He had to go to Mexico, and we did. I remember one summer we tried starting up a band with him, Frankie, and I don't know who else. And I mean, nothing really happened because he wasn't
Frankie
there.
was the other guitarist.
Yeah.
All right.
And Frankie was there a bit. I mean, we couldn't get anything done because, Avery never made surprises. And I would message him like, "Hey, man, when are we gonna practice?"
Where are you at?
Right? But we couldn't. So that dropped, and then fast forward like 2 years, maybe 2-3 years. TFB started coming up, and I started hearing about you guys, and then you guys had asked me to join. It was way back, like 2010.
11 or 12?
Yeah, 2011, 12.
Around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been here ever since.
And now we're destroying the fucking stage together, and just wait, man. We have some badass upcoming shows. We got a video coming up soon, so. Alright, number 6. We got 2 more. We're gonna call it a night. How did you even decide to pick up drums? Is there a specific meaning behind it? Why you chose that specific instrument? Like,
Yeah.
was your dad or any other family member musician that they're like, here, now you pick up drums here? How did it come up?
So, I know my dad always wanted me to play an instrument, and he just I don't know why he chose the drums though, but I think he just thought it was fun. So, like I said before, I've always had a drum set, and I actually did pick up. I pick up guitar like in the 7th grade, and complete noob. I didn't even know what to do.
Same here, man.
And so I started practicing, and slowly I started like getting slightly better. And then 9th grade, how if you were in 8th grade, you could choose your classes for the next next grade, right? So I was going through the electives. I was looking on the music section, and I saw that there was a guitar class, like Guitar 1. I was like, ooh, that's the one. So
Money.
right away, picked it, and I did learn the basics of guitar. It was super fun, dude. We learned, of course, we had classical guitars, but I mean, it could apply to anything else. And I think who else? Maybe I was probably the only one that actually tried to
Focus.
to learn the whole thing, and I did learn a lot, man. And went to the class,
Passed it.
passed it, learned it, and then I would practice at home, and dude, I was getting better and better and better, But then I started to notice one thing, like I had a hard time like going back at it and trying to remember, songs and stuff like that. It was just like it was difficult.
Yeah.
And then, so that was 9th grade, and then come 11th grade, I was the only person who had a drum set, so that's when I started picking that up to play in a band. And that's where I ended up.
And you're like, this is it. Fuck it. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, I had way more fun with drums than guitar. Like way more fun.
Like when I first saw the guitar and I saw all the little squares in between, I'm like, no, mames, you can't play this. Like like it's impossible for you to learn. Like, and then I learned about the numbers, that a fret is a number, and then you press it, and I'm like, oh no, mom, that's easier.
Yeah.
I'm like fucking noob, man.
The tabs.
Yeah, the tabs. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm still learning, but I mean, I fucking suck. I'm a vocalist all the way, but of course, you gotta learn some other stuff. All right, last question, bro. Finally, to close this out, back to your drawing. Do you have planned to sell any of your art? And if you do, is there somewhere where our new listeners can reach you? I'm sure a lot of people buy this certain kind of art, and including myself, you know, scientific martyrs.
Yeah.
Tap away. You know, I actually had a request a while back. A whiz.
Oh, I remember.
Nah, I'm playing. Nah, but you know, is there somebody or is there somewhere where they can reach you at, like all the links that I'm sure you have some drawings that you would like to sell, no?
As of right now, not really, but I did have like my coworkers. You know, when I had my original Instagram, and I would sometimes post on Facebook too. They would see my stuff and they're like, hey, you know, draw me this guy, you know, draw me this guy, or like draw me.
Yeah.
And I do have a tough time with caricatures, like drawing people in my style, but like slowly I'm getting better. Future plans, I do want to sell at conventions, like, you know, comic conventions, you know, where famous guests come down. Like, you know, Comic-Con was last month.
Oh, yeah.
And they do have artist alleys there. There's also the art walk, which I did sell there one time when I was barely like taking it seriously. Didn't do so well. You know, now that I look back at the stuff I was saying, I'm like, oh my god, like I can't believe like I was trying to sell this, you know.
Hey man, put on that till you start.
Yeah, that's how you start. And yeah, so future plans for, you know, drawing out, like, first of all, I mean, I'm always practicing and I have to get like really good. Like, a lot of people say that I'm like super good and all this stuff, but
he is.
but little do they know that there's a lot of things I can't draw, cannot draw. So I gotta, you know, practice caricatures, practice figure, you know, figure drawing, everything, you know. I am getting real close to being able to sell and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as far as where they can reach me, you know, I used to have an Instagram, you know, it's gone now.
Do you still want to share your link?
Oh yeah,
your current link to the Instagram.
So Instagram, just type in Monjaro Man.
Monjaro Man.
And yeah, you should see there. I have nothing up right now, but it'll like on my bio it'll say Lino the Monjaro.
Still click it and get ready to follow all his material. How about your Twitter? You have a Twitter?
Twitter is the same name, Linomonjaro. Facebook, same name, Linomonjaro Contreras. Sometimes I do post there, like every now and then. But
and of course, go ahead and press like on the final burial, like 5 times if you can, and share the page, share the link, all that shit.
Again, check us out on Bandcamp, Final Burial TX.bandcamp.com, I think. We have all our music there for download for free. For free.
No cents, bro. Free. You don't even have to bitch about, oh, I'm gonna pay $1.99. A local band, fuck that. Right. So, yeah, 99 cents. It's free, bro. Go ahead and download it at Bandcamp. The Final Burial. Go ahead, check us out at Facebook. The Final Burial. Texas.
Yeah, TX.
And Twitter at The Final Burial.
Wait, don't forget our Instagram though.
Instagram.
We need followers
heads,
there.
Instagram heads. What is it?
Final Burial TX.
Final Burial TX Texas.
Hey, there's 2 accounts, guys. Follow the one with the TX, not the just the Final Burial. That's our old account that we have no access to anymore. So
my phone got stolen, so we don't have access to that anymore. So yeah, again, I want to thank you for making it out on a Friday, which I thought was a Saturday. And
Bloom's on another dimension right now.
Yeah, my cousin was kind enough to leave me some Trotsky.
Ooh.
So I'm a little out of here. But again, I want to thank you for making squeezing in time to making it out in crop circles. And we actually have a couple of shows coming up, right?
So far, I think we just have one. We were supposed to play, I think, Thursday on the 13th at Flying Walrus, but that show was moved to the 20th. And Isaac, he did invite us to July 15th, which was the same week on Saturday. But I told him to hold off and let me ask the guys, and I kind of didn't get back to him. And I did see, I saw the flyer. Psychosis is playing that show.
Oh yeah.
And I think the whole thing is full already. So yeah, I was actually going to tell him. Yeah, I think it's already booked. Oh. So I actually was going to tell him we probably couldn't have played or whatever, you know.
So it's just 20th, right?
Yeah, just 20th.
20th at Flying Wars in McAllen, Texas. So go ahead and book that shit in your fucking calendar.
Hey, we got the one in August too. The main show,
the
Valley
main
Fest.
show, Valley Fest. Shout out to
Day.
Adam Valley. 4-day festival, different genres each day. The last day being the heaviest, of course.
Yeah, we play on Sunday. The death metal.
There's actually a killer fucking lineup, right?
Yeah.
For the Sunday.
Yeah.
It's like the top heaviest bands from the Valley right now, like the hottest bands. Wraith and the Valley, and
other bands that there's other bands there too.
There's a veteran band. They're a little bit older than us.
Let me see. I think I have the.
They're like death metal, like straight out death metal. Man, I'm brain farting right now.
Hold on, I got the picture right
We've actually shared the stage with them a couple of times. If not, we've canceled, but we've been on the same flyer a couple of times.
Okay, so far it's us, X Krang, Blast Perversion.
The
Valley.
I knew it was something with a P.
Yeah. Oh, there's more. This is an old picture, so.
Yeah, so we got Adam Valley show, Valley Fest, 4-day show on August.
Let me see.
It's August at
it starts,
Yerberia in McAllen, Texas.
It's on Friday. Let me see. It starts Friday. Oh no, is it Thursday? Oh no, it starts Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're on Sunday, right?
Yeah, our last day.
We're on Sunday. So
let me see.
Shout out to Adam Valley,
the legend himself,
for hooking us up. Veteran promoter in the Valley, and Isaac for helping us throw some shows on Flying Wars, which was pretty hard to get, that I heard. So shout out to Isaac from Love Production.
He has a bunch of them. There was let me see, Events with Heart Productions.
Events with Heart Productions. My bad, Isaac. Shout out to Isaac and all the promoters that have hooked us up in the past. And so we got Lino here. We're about to sign out in a bit. We're just getting up the final information.
Okay, so
for the show.
Let's see. Okay, so it's a 3-day music fest.
3-day.
August 11th through the 13th. Let me see.
August 11th through the 13th.
So day 1 will be indie, new wave, rock, pop punk. Bands that are coming down are Being Frank from Corpus Christi, I Wrote This For You, Pacific Notion, Ruben Farias, Laser Hog, Glare. Let's see. Wizard Wolf, Death for Lent, King's Way, In Shades, The Midnight Season, and Secrets Told in Silence. For Saturday is going to be the day 2, punk hardcore, crust. Is that even a genre, Bloom?
I've never fucking heard of that.
Thrash.
I bet it's like some kind of punk and thrash mixture. I'm not sure.
Noble Insect, Archangel AD, Substance from Houston, Crawler from Houston, Narb, Belligerency, Confused, Undermine Authority, God's Cold Hands. Some of the bands playing. Let me see.
It's a stacked card, all the days.
I think
these are the hottest bands of each genre from the Valley and out of town.
Two stages, 14 bands each night, art vendors, and vegan food by Rift Valley.
Shout out to Rift Valley, my vegan homeboy up in here.
Last but not least, Sunday, August 13th, metal and death metal. Like I said, it's us, Krang, Blast Perversion, The Valley, Lone Scar, Wraith, and Dithala.
The final burial, of course. So, again, Lino, I want to thank you for your time.
No problem.
I don't know, you want to give some shout outs to anybody? Thank you to anybody?
Let me see. Shout out to Bloom, the main man himself, Crop Circle Studios. Yeah.
Anybody
Let's
else?
see what else. Shout out to my cousin Mark for
Is that the
getting
drawer?
me, getting me back
Shout out
at
Mark.
drawing.
Shout out to Mark for the
And,
funny videos.
Shout out to the shout out to the promoters for
The promoters,
booking us, man.
yeah, the promoters, man. You guys are struggling to, you guys are investing monthly. I mean, you guys are getting money out of it too, but to keep it going and supporting the music scene. So I want to thank you guys.
Hey, sometimes they book. They have shows with what's it called? No entry fee, man.
Yeah,
So-
and sometimes they bring out of town bands and no entry fee. So
Yeah.
yeah, I want to thank you guys for that. So the fucking valley can appreciate some music. So yeah,
Check
well,
out your local music scene. It's getting better.
support. All right, well, Bloom Barrel here.
Linomonjaro.
I want to thank you guys for taking a listen. Peace.
Later.